This is a gimmick video, an Excel gimmick video. Somewhere I described how to use the index function to very quickly make graphs of accounting data or anything else. And I think I made a video of this. Now, what happens is sometimes you have blank rows and you want to skip those blank rows in the graph. So you want your spinner box to be a little bit smarter than a regular old spinner box. You want it to say, I see a blank row, let me skip that. Now, here is how you'd find it. You go to databases and graphs, flexible graphs, and then you look at this. Oh, shit. Sorry about that. Make the flexible graphs. This is kind of a boring video, and I'm going to review a little bit. Now, a few minutes ago, I made another video, and I also made a video. Okay, and I'm going to insert a sheet. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to kind of start on row 71 and just make a graph of this stuff. All right. Now, if I do this, I can maybe I'll name it a graph sheet. And the first thing I do is put the row number. Or if you, I better leave it as the row number, okay? What did I do? Stupid idiot. Okay. And then here's what I tell my students. I say there's all these Excel functions. You only need 3. Lookup, no V or H lookup. Those are criminal. No match index normally, except occasionally. And so you need lookup and then SUMIF, COUNTIF, and all that. Those are so helpful. And index, of course. And if you use these functions, I say don't waste any time. Use the entire rows and columns. So if we click on column C and then go to the graph sheet and press the F4, okay, I can just get my kind of stuff I want to graph. And why don't we do this? I'll put the period here, Alt-DIS. Let's make it go out to 30 periods. And then, I happen to have generic macros open, so I'm pressing Shift Control R. Okay, and then if I press number 73, it's going to give me another thing, and it's going to give me this cost of capital. And what I might want to do, how about I'll make a different title because I'd like to put in this thing as the title, Shift Control P, which is just a silly little thing in generic macros. Whoops. And let me move that down. That was stupid what I just did. Okay, and then if we make a graph, of course, we'll instead of Alt F1, I'm going to press F11. And on the title of the graph, sometimes in some versions of Excel, by the way, this can cause it to blow up. I'll put the value of the company, okay? And, I think what I probably should do is also tell you what is the method we use now. Index, stupid thing. I'm wasting time on crap, which is a crime in video making because I also I want to get to the point. So excuse me for wasting a little bit of time on the tables, but we want to make it nice and flex. If I want to graph different items, and I want to graph in what's in row 72 or 73 and put that on the graph, well, you put a spinner box in there. And when you make your spinner box, is that artistic enough? Probably not. I'm going to start in row 0, go to about row 100, and then I'm going to go to another sheet, back to the same sheet. This is the Tatiana method. Okay, and then oh no, let me put 71 back here. And then if I go up to 70, shit. I don't want to graph. I don't want to have the zeros on the graph. And that's the idea of this. What can I do about this? So I'm putting this spinner box on the graph. I shouldn't have really done that. And then I'm going to put of course, our drop-down box on the graph. Okay, so far we have, and this just again illustrates there we giving me the same thing, but let's go to, okay, what's this one? Value of the company, and then we put a different discount rate in, and we get a different value. Okay, that's what it was supposed to be doing. And now let's fix the zeros. Now to fix the zeros, I need an output. Now when I put the output over here, let's use whatever is in column 30, because I know if I go all the way out to column 30 over here, there's nothing upstairs. I can't seem to find the page up here. So there's one thing in line 22 and 23, nothing, and then I get to 71 and then down here. So let's use what's in line 30. Okay, and let's go over here and put an equal sign and get that. Now when that number is 0, what this little macro does is it just skips the line. So here's how you'd implement it. You go to the website, and this is so nice these days, is I just copy this macro here. All right. And then I'm going, I'm going to assign the macro. I just did my other one. So it needs a public, and then it says the spinner. And what it says, if there's that, you need to put a range name on the spinner box itself, and you need to put a range name on the output. And basically all this says, if the output's equal to 0, then skip a line. But this is why you need the public. If you're coming from below, skip a line above, then skip a line below, blah, blah, blah. And there's no good test for the 0 here, by the way. So that's pretty bad. So then I'm going to right click on this and assign this to the macro we just made. All right. And then let's go down to 72. Oh, shoot. Just a minute. Well, that's pretty silly. I didn't define the names. I need to define this as output. And I made that mistake on purpose, of course. It's not because I'm getting old and senile and my daughter thinks I'm sick or something and I'm going to die, which is bullshit. Oh, look, it's going all the way to line 22 and then 23. Look, oh, cool. Isn't that cool? Even if it doesn't really do much. Now, if you go to the chart, you better right click and assign this macro to our spinner box change. And we can do the same sort of thing. Oh, after all my crap, okay? And then it just skips the line. It skipped it all the way back up to I think that line 22 or 23 or whatever, and then we can, of course, change this and get a new capital structure. So that's the spinner box skip. Just assign a macro to these little spinner boxes, and you can start to do a lot more. Oh, okay, I had some other stuff. That's enough, isn't it?